Bruce Feldman joins us now from The Athletic. He's got an incredible piece out on the technology giving Josh Allen and Joe Burrow a big boost in their NFL careers with Jordan Palmer, who, Bruce, I keep thinking of him as Carson's brother, but I think that he's come a long way. So it's been a long time since I've seen you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Suzy. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's funny because for almost everybody, that's what Jordan Palmer's been known as. He was the younger brother, and he was the backup. I'm sure people remember him, when Real Sports was around the Bengals. But he's really emerged as a pioneering quarterback coach in the private QB space. And so I think what's fascinating just to see what he's done. Josh Allen is the thing that's been kind of amazing about him is for so long, a lot of coaches inside football believed quarterbacks couldn't get that much more accurate as they got older. And obviously Josh Allen had big accuracy question marks coming out of Wyoming. And what he and the Bills, and certainly what Jordan Palmer have been able to do by embracing this like technology and the biomechanics part has been pretty significant. Now, as people see in the story, the way they talk about the improvement in Joe Burrow's arm strength coming off this injury, I think is going to be really fascinating to watch.
Funny, we had Peter King on the other day, and he was talking about the optimism with the Bills and what's ahead for them this season. What exactly is Jordan doing that you saw in investigating this piece that is basically retraining these guys?
It is. And so a lot of what he has done is rooted in biomechanics, but it's also, if you think about like the Marvel movies in Hollywood, the technology has been obviously pretty mind-blowing with the green screen technology. And back not that long ago, in order to have some of these CGI kind of quality, you would have special suits that people would have to wear, or these kind of markers that were dotted all over human bodies. Well, now Palmer's really connected with this company called Biometric, and it's basically if you throw, you're on around 9 like almost security style cameras. It's not like the cameras are that significant, but it's basically like $250,000 worth of software that processes it all in real time. So they're able to get amazing feedback into what is actually going on with the body. And then, as Palmer said, it's really also in the messaging. He goes, I don't want to tell them. I want them to feel how this is. So in the case of Joe Burrow, for instance, he's a guy who, when they trained him for the draft a year ago, they never clocked him at throwing harder than 48.5 miles per hour exit velocity. After he came through the rehab process and his core and his lower body were much stronger than they've ever been, they tweaked some things, and all of a sudden it kind of blew Joe Burrow's mind when he was like, wait a minute, I'm throwing 54 now? It was a dramatic difference. And in the case of a Josh Allen, I think it's really just being like sharper and more accurate now on really one or two specific throws that they've spent a lot of time this off season just getting his weight balance and weight distribution just a little cleaner than what it was. So maybe the ball doesn't sail a little bit on that particular throw. And it's that kind of maintenance that they've done with the technology and the biomechanics. It was really fascinating to watch the whole process from the inside out.
How will they follow up as the quarterbacks go back to their teams, their respective teams, and throughout the season?
Well, this is one thing, whereas these guys are, they're like high-performance cars in a lot of ways. They know their bodies really well, and obviously Palmer's still connected, to these guys because of the relationships. But I think so much of it is in Josh Allen and also the coaches who work with him now. They know exactly what the tweaks are. And obviously nothing is foolproof if injuries happen and different things like that. But I think that what they're looking at is the difference between the Bills being a Super Bowl team at this point is maybe that one pass on a 3rd and 13. If he hits it and he's on the money, it can be a touchdown. If not, they're punting, and maybe that could be the difference. And so, talking to Jordan Palmer a lot about that, and he has spent so much time with Josh Allen on this. He was like, to see where he's come from the guy who was at Wyoming, who is, a lot of people had a lot of questions about his accuracy, to where he is now, where he almost won an MVP. And it's not even that long. It's 3 years. So I think to see that all those steps, I think they feel like, all right, you've got to keep working and keep checking off boxes. And now, like I said, if they feel more confident in these like one or two particular specific throws that they've really tried to re-engineer and tweak. He feels like a guy who completed 69% of his passes, maybe in the mid 70s this year.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.